Hello everyone. Welcome to first part to a double episode from the TeruShouEnnoTana storyline. And after ages of waiting and me teasing it, he's here. Who? You'll see. Though I think some of you already have a feeling who I'm talking about. So let's get into it, shall we? As always, special thanks to my lovely patrons and all of you who subscribe and watch these videos. You're keeping this channel alive and going. Thank you very much, and I hope you will enjoy. The building they stood in front of would look rather unassuming if it wasn't for the tall walls and the towers contrasting against the dark skies. The large metal gate was guarded by several men with guns, and Enoshita could swear he saw even more stationed on said towers, all in alert and ready to strike at the moment of problem. It's cold, isn't it? Enoshita couldn't but agree, a shiver running down his spine as well. Under normal circumstances, he would never step close to a place like this, but the recent events pushed them to confront the things that should rather be left buried. Are you sure it's alright for us to go in there? It is. To be honest, I would much rather you didn't, but I understand you want to be sure. Is it safe? Of course. The security is high and someone will be there with you the whole time. I meant more that he doesn't get out somehow. No chance. Even if you purposefully tried to set him free, the guards would stop him. But I highly doubt you'd ever want to do that. Heck no! I hope he rots here for the rest of his miserable life. Clenching his jaw, Enoshita nodded instinctively. He wasn't one to advocate for harsh punishments, but in this particular case, he would gladly make an exception. Perhaps it was because his personal feelings were involved, but that didn't matter much. Yuji apparently felt the same. Ryu too, hence why they left him at home. The last thing they needed was one of them getting arrested too. Daichi exchanged a few words with one of the officers by the gate and then motioned for them to follow him inside. The screeching of hinges made Enoshita's hair stand up on his arms, and then they found themselves inside one of the highest security-rated prisons in Japan. He shivered again, the chill that had nothing to do with the temperature biting into his muscles. He could feel the stares of everyone they walked around on him, silently questioning and cowardly weirded out. To be honest, he also wasn't entirely sure why they actually ended up asking Daichi to take them here last week. There was no evidence whatsoever suggesting the man's involvement in the recent attack Suguru went through. Yet, with everything going on during Christmas last year, and the whole case stalling, they had to make sure. For Suguru and his safety. That thought and the reassuring squeeze of Terushima's hand held him together as they followed behind Daichi and one of the guards, trying to ignore the shouts echoing around them. It was truly as if they walked into a lion cage, protected only by a few walls and a man with batons. Then, a singular door appeared in front of them. Alright, we are here. You've been granted an exception, so please follow the rules to assure your safety and security of this place. Of course. Good. You have 15 minutes to deal with what you need. Lieutenant Sawamura and I will be inside the whole time, so if you need, give us a sign. We'll escort you out. Taking a deep breath, Enoshita nodded and clung to Terushima's hand for a while, before he reluctantly let go to enter the room. It was smaller than he expected, illuminated by a sharp white light, and with a single table and 3 chairs in the middle. one of which was already occupied. Chills ran down Enoshita's spine when the man measured them with a piercing gaze, his lips curling into a wolfish smirk after a while. I see you brought me a visit. How nice of you, Captain Takahashi. What did I do to deserve it? The man in question frowned and went to check the chains and cuffs around the man's wrists. Only then he motioned for Enoshita and Terushima to approach the table. 15 minutes. Aw, come on, that's not nice of you. He turned to them, and Enoshita had to hold back with everything he had not to pull away as the man leaned closer. So, what can I do for you, gentlemen? I'm sure you didn't just come to chat, though I don't think we met before. We were in for some luck in our lives. Oh please, why so harsh from the get-go? You seriously have the nerve to ask that? Worried by Terushima's obviously growing agitation, Enoshita gently squeezed his knee under the table, hoping the touch would be enough to help him settle. As much as he wanted to slam the man's face into the steel table to wipe that self-satisfied smirk off of his mouth, they were here to ask questions, not get provoked into doing something stupid. Fortunately, Terushima seemed to calm down a bit, glancing at him with gratitude before he continued to pierce the other with a burning glare, which finally gave Enoshita some time to properly look at the man who caused Daisho so much pain and suffering. He was good-looking for sure, by normal standards anyway, with wide shoulders, sharp jawline, and obviously strong despite the stay in prison. Yet there was something unsettling behind the steel blue eyes, as if he was just waiting for them to slip up so he could jump at them and devour them. Something from his thoughts had to catch the man's attention, as his eyes jumped from one to the other a few times, the grin not leaving his lips. Oh come on, why so nervous? Haven't you seen the security around here? I can't even fart without anyone noticing. It's for a good reason. You wound me. I'm not even supposed to be here, you know? Highest security for kidnapping? Oh please. You did much more than just kidnapping, and you know it. The man looked at him with obvious amusement and leaned back in the chair. I see. So you are here because of Suguru, huh? Why? What's your interest in him? Enoshita flinched. None of your business. Ooh. You both and him? Interesting. I wouldn't take him for someone pulling two guys along at the same time. Good on him. Creeps crawled up Enoshita's spine. Something about the way the man spoke and acted sinking his stomach like a cold rock. It was strange. Despite never seeing him before, there was something eerily familiar about the guy. Something Enoshita couldn't put his finger on. But it was there. The crooked grin, the mannerism. He had seen it before. But where? The man's almost regretful huff snapped him back into reality. What a shame you didn't bring him with you. I would enjoy seeing him again. He pursed his lips as if pouting, and then the realization hit Enoshita in full force. Of course he had seen it before. He was seeing it every day. He's acting like Ryu. Did you make someone send him the heart? Short pause followed after Terushima's question. Even the other as if paused in confusion before he tilted his head. A heart? Yes, a human heart. The silence stretched, and then the guy laughed loudly, even hitting the table with his palm a few times. Enoshita tensed. Stop laughing and answer! Did you send it? No, but whoever did deserves a pat on the back because that's amazing. You are sick. How do we know you are telling the truth? Oh, please, look at me. Look around you. I watch my every movement here since, thanks to Papa Daisho, the judge said I was unfit for a regular prison. Do you think I have time and opportunity to concoct this? Accompanied by clanking of chains, he leaned closer again, propping his chin on his palm as if the exchange was the most entertaining thing ever. No, it's true I've been thinking about Suguru a lot since I got here. I miss that pretty ass of his, you know? It was a shame that he got away, really. Maybe we would still be together if he didn't run away back then. You fucking... Yuji. Tell me, how is he doing these days? Good. No thanks to you. The man chuckled, measuring them with an amused gaze while he sighed as if he was melting. How adorable. Poppy got himself some guard dogs. I'm surprised anyone even wants him, to be honest. I mean, he used to be a looker for sure, but now... guess the marks already disappeared. A loud bang echoed through the room as Terushima stood up abruptly, knocking his chair over, and grabbed the man's collar. Don't you dare to talk about him like that! You destroyed him, you fucker! Ah, so he's not doing as good as you said, huh? Well, destroy is such an ugly word, don't you think? I prefer trained. You! Stop! Before he could land the punch, Enoshita grabbed his wrist and pulled him back. The laugh the other let out sending shivers down his spine. How fast the man managed to identify Yuji as the more emotional one, and use it to his advantage to lure information about Daisho from him was astounding. He had some image of the other from the little Suguru told them, but seeing it right in front of him, experiencing what he was capable of on his own skin, left no doubts in his mind about how he managed to keep Suguru under his thumb for so long. He tugged on Terushima's hand and motioned to the guard. Come on, we have what we came for. Let's leave this slime to rot here. Aw, leaving so soon? What a shame. The chains jangled again. Don't you want to know how you can play with him? They froze mid-step. Against his will, Enoshita turned back to face the sly smirk settled back on the man's lips as he leaned all the way over the table, as if he was about to spill a secret. It's tempting, isn't it? Finding out just how much control you can have over someone. Shut up. Oh, come on. Don't tell me you don't want to try how much he can bend to your will. There's so much he can do, you know. You just have to know which buttons to push, or what piece to cut. Then he's obedient like a puppy, and just as adorable when he cries. Shut the fuck up! Go on, take a look at the file. I'm pretty sure Suguru still has it. They took beautiful photos for it. She can't hold me, or you are going to be visiting me here next time. Knowing Terushima wasn't just talking, Enoshita grabbed his hand and dragged him towards the door and out of the room, shivering when the blood-chilling chuckle reached his ears. You should be grateful. I prepared him for you. He was such a brat when we met, but now you just have to grab his neck and he will do everything you want. Enoshita gritted his teeth, from the corner of his eye seeing Terushima recoil. They knew that all too well, It was just a one-time mistake Terushima had made shortly after they started dating. And yet the sight of fright in Daisho's eyes as he fell to his knees after a simple touch was still firmly engraved into his memory. He didn't stop until they were back in the long hallway and the door closed behind them. Only then he allowed himself a shuddered breath, feeling Terushima's hand shaking in his grip. I'm sorry, I had no idea it was going to be this bad. It's fine. It gave us what we needed. If he wasn't behind that heart, I doubt he was behind the other stuff as well. Just take us out, please. Of course. Follow me. They didn't speak the whole way through the prison, nor when they sat in the car with the exception of bidding Daichi farewell. There was a lot to think about before they got home. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I definitely did. Voicing the psychopaths is always so much fun. So with this part done, the poll for the most hated character on this channel is going to go up soon, since we now have all the contestants for it, so keep an eye out on that. Also, the second part to this is going to be coming out tomorrow, so also keep an eye out on this, because it's one of those where I was really looking forward to including that. However, it's going to be a little more graphic, so be prepared for that. If you have any requests or ideas, the request form is linked in the video description. See you next time!